Jackson Motorplex will officially kick off its 2020 season this weekend with a huge two-day event that'll feature a number of the biggest names in sprint car racing. And joining me now to preview the Great Lakes Shootout is the general manager of Jackson Motorplex, Doug Johnson. And Doug, the beginning of the season is never short on excitement, of course, but how does it feel to set the bar this high right out of the gate?
Well, it's pretty exciting for us and for, I think, a lot of race fans. We wish we could have the race fans here with us, but that is not going to happen this weekend. We're planning on racing, like you said, the Great Lakes Shootout this Friday and Saturday. It's actually going to feature the IRA sprint cars, Steve Sinclair series out of Wisconsin. And, the nice thing about it is the World of Outlaws are not racing this weekend. So we've got a number of World of Outlaw teams. With the All-Stars are not racing yet, so we've got a number of their teams coming. So right now, I looked this morning, I think we're at 74 entries right now for the 410 sprint cars here this weekend. So, it's exciting, and, we've been working on the track here for about a week and a half, and, I was telling somebody else the other day, this is an awesome spring that we've had. We've had this will be our 5th year since Todd has taken over the Jackson Motorplex. And we've never had a spring like this. Usually we're fighting water, and it's just, we're so ready to go right now. And we've been on the track, and it's in great shape. And, we're just looking forward to a great weekend here, even though it is without fans. But, I think sooner or later we'll get there.
Well, as you mentioned, Doug, 410 sprint cars, both nights, Friday and Saturday. The Race Saver Sprint's joining the show on Friday as well. You got $5,000 to win the 410 feature on Friday, $7,000 then to win on Saturday. And you mentioned a little bit about that field, and it is impressive to say the least. You've got guys right now on the list: Tony Stewart, Kyle Larson, Donny, Schatz, Aaron Reutzel, just a few of the names that are making up a really star-studded field of competitors. So what did it take? Did it take any real work to get this group together, given that there isn't a whole lot going on right now in the racing world?
Well, it's taken a lot of work. And first of all, I just want to say one thing. We did have to drop the Race Saver sprints just because of the number of cars. So there will be no Race Saver sprints. And I apologize to those guys. I sent an email out to all those guys. And what we're trying to do is we're coming up with a plan later in the year to run a big 2-day Race Saver special for them guys, because this was going to be a big event for them. And we apologize immensely to those guys that were coming for this weekend with them. But we didn't expect to have 70+ entries, so we were fully anticipating having the 305s, but we had to drop them from the card here on Monday night. And, so it's been a lot of work, more not to get so much the drivers here. It's more so, working with the state. We submitted a very, very detailed plan to the state of Minnesota about 2 weeks ago. That's been the most work. Todd and I have been on the phone and, with senators and all kinds of different people, including lawyers who have been involved in this deal, trying to make this happen for us. The response from the drivers has been tremendous. We just put out an entry form, on our website, and that, we fielded a lot of calls. There's a lot of people from Pennsylvania that are coming for this race that, are trying to work out the logistics is the biggest part of it. So, it's kind of neat to kind of see this all come together, because it has taken a tremendous amount of work on our team here at Jackson. And with Steve with the IRA, I think him and I talk probably 10 times a day right now, just trying to figure out, all the logistics and get all his people pre-entered and a lot of the paperwork. We're doing a lot of the signing of the waivers and stuff like that they normally do at the pit gates. We're doing that ahead of time. So all the race teams have already received all their paperwork, and a lot of them have already submitted it back to us. So when they get here, basically all they have to do is get their wristbands and pay for their pit passes. And the rest of it is all the paperwork is pretty much done ahead of time. So hopefully, everything goes smooth when we get here, and it'll expedite the process when the race teams arrive.
Well, you kind of lead me into that next question, and it's the most obvious one right now, because, of course, there are a number of unique circumstances that had to be considered for this particular event that might not otherwise have been considered on a normal season. And at the top of that list, of course, is the fact that there will be no fans in attendance, which is abnormal in the greatest sense of the term. So race teams only. It's pay-per-view only. Speed Shift TV providing that service for you. So you mentioned the word logistics. What's that been like to get ready for an event that's going to be, at least in person, so different than the normal season opener for a guy like you?
Well, it's been really different. I mean, usually we're preparing our concessions and everything on the grandstand side of it just takes so much time, and really it's different because we don't have to prepare for that. Our main focus is now on the racetrack side and in the pit area. Right now we've been still putting up billboards and stuff like that because even, you don't even think about it, but I mean, a lot of the companies that produce our billboards have been shut down. We just got some of our newer billboards that we're putting up just this week, and we were putting them up still at 8:00 last night, and we still got a few more to put up. So just stuff like that we normally have done ahead of time. It's just tough to even get some of this product in here because plants around the country are just shut down, and so that makes it kind of challenging. But I think the way it's looking right now, we're ready to race right now. We're pretty much everything's a go. We got a few little minor details to work out in the pit area, but as far as everything else, I think we're just about ready to go.
Well, fans or not, I think it's pretty safe to say, based on this list of drivers, that there's going to be plenty of fireworks on Friday and Saturday night there for the Great Lakes Shootout. Again, May 15th and 16th, hot lap starting at 6:30, correct?
That is correct.
Speed Shift TV coverage starting at 7 o'clock both of those nights. But, yes. Doug, thanks so much for taking a little time with us and just previewing what should be a really fun couple of nights of racing.
You bet. Thanks for having me, Jay.